이어서 제레미 쇼트 말리부 글로벌 개발 담당 임원의 프리젠테이션이 이어지겠습니다. 큰 박수로 맞아주십시오.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Short, the Global Program Engineering Manager for the all-new Chevrolet Malibu. I have traveled here from Detroit, Michigan, and I'm very excited to tell you about how we went about engineering this vehicle. I have been looking forward to this trip because the people are always so nice to me here in Korea. My friends here take me out for Korean barbecue, which has become a favorite of mine. I live and work in Detroit, but I work very closely with my colleagues here in Korea, and we talk every week and visit as much as possible. I believe the ride today will show, or has already shown you, that this is an excellent car built on a strong global architecture while being tuned specifically for this market right here in Korea. People often ask me what I'm most proud of when talking about this vehicle. For me, it's the total integration. The exterior styling is assertive, low, sleek, and that is made possible by our longer wheelbase, our small wheel to fender gaps, and also cleverly designed engine compartment that allows us to lower the hood more than any vehicle we've built before. The interior feels very open thanks to a low and away cockpit design, while the large center screen is still within reach and is a prominent feature inside the vehicle. The longer exterior and longer wheelbase has allowed us to make a roomy back seat, even for people like me. We made the Malibu longer and more spacious, but we didn't increase the mass in the process. In fact, we reduced it significantly. Our 1.5-liter engine produces the best fuel economy among our turbo competitors, and our 2.0-liter produces power and responsiveness that beats our competitors. On top of all that, industry-leading safety technologies monitor the Malibu surroundings with 360 degrees of sensing. We are often asked how we were able to reduce our overall vehicle mass so dramatically. And the answer to that isn't exotic, expensive materials. It's quite truly and simply smart engineering. GM has advanced its computer simulation capabilities significantly since the development of our previous architectures. We now use what we call multidisciplinary computer-aided engineering that gives us the ability to test many load cases at a higher level of detail than ever before. This is an example simulating idle vibration. The motions here are amplified more than 1,000 times to aid in this visualization, but the areas of concern are obvious. The steering wheel and the floor pan are excited in a way that previously we would not have recognized until we built a complete vehicle. Not only do the simulations help us identify the issues, they also determine the optimal areas to improve. This simulation is identifying key areas for effective structural improvements, as you can see indicated by the yellow boxes. The motions are still amplified for visualization purposes, but the improvements are clear. In the past, we may have doubled the thickness of the steel in the area of concern, increasing the mass at the same time, but now we strategically target the weak areas. In this case, we were able to change just a simple trim line in the corners and improved our results without using mass as a solution, which is awfully common when dealing with vibration issues. This process was used throughout the vehicle with many different load cases so that only the mass that was absolutely required was added to the vehicle. In some cases, new parts had to be developed, but with those additions, they were optimized to eliminate any wasteful metal. As you can see in a part that we added to the front body hinge pillar, this is a small, light part that is targeting just that trouble area. In other cases, the material change was all that was needed. In fact, at the base of the B pillar, we used press-hardened steel, and at the base of the C pillar, we changed to just a high-strength steel. This multidisciplinary simulation allowed us to use the right combination of geometry, strength, and ductility in all these key areas. The results of this discipline and attention to detail are clear. The Malibu is 60 millimeters longer than its predecessor, with 33 millimeters more legroom. The wheelbase has grown 93 millimeters. Thanks to smart engineering, we accomplished all of that while reducing the overall mass of the body structure by 45 kilograms. Overall, the vehicle is lighter by 130 kilograms thanks to those structural savings, a lighter engine, lighter seats, lighter cockpit, and of course lighter chassis components as a result of stopping and controlling less total mass. Those numbers are impressive on their own, but when you compare them to our competition, they are incredible numbers. In this segment, longer typically means heavier. When you compare the new Malibu to a vehicle of similar length, like the Hyundai Grandeur, that vehicle will be much heavier, and in the case of the Grandeur, 175 kilograms heavier. And when you compare the Malibu to a lighter vehicle, such as the SM6, it's around the same mass, but significantly shorter. This is an accomplishment demonstrated on this slide that the team is very, very proud of. And the Malibu story isn't just about mass, it's also about technology, and specifically active safety technology. The Malibu has the most comprehensive offerings of advanced safety technologies in the nameplate's history. There are 11 all-new features offered in this Malibu, and 12 ultrasonic sensors, 3 short and long-range radar modules, and 2 cameras that give us 360 degrees of safety. Today you will be able to experience or have experienced semi-autonomous levels of driving through technology such as adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist, along with many other safety features. Front pedestrian protection is first for Malibu and typically found on much more expensive models. As you can see from the animation, once the system detects a pedestrian, it alerts the driver with an icon on the IP, on the instrument panel. If the system determines that the driver is not slowing or not slowing enough, it will autonomously brake, preventing an impact with the pedestrian. This was a very interesting feature to test and validate at our Milford Proving Grounds that you saw in the video, because we had to drive towards the dummies while fighting the natural urge to hit the brakes. I have to admit that I was nervous my first time evaluating it myself, but when the vehicle comes to a stop, while avoiding the dummy, you can't help but be impressed. City speed collision avoidance operates much in a similar way. The system targets a vehicle in front of you and tracks it, and if it determines you're closing in on that vehicle too quickly, it will autonomously brake the vehicle and reduce the severity of the impact at low speeds, or even prevent the impact completely at very low speeds. This is another feature that can be startling the first time you have the experience, but the benefits are undeniable. And hopefully nobody experienced it today or will experience it later today. Lane Keep Assist is another Malibu first. The system tracks the lines in front of the vehicle, and if the vehicle approaches one of those lines, the electronic power steering will provide a nudge that will keep the vehicle within that lane. What is a nudge? Well, that is a conversation we've had many of times, but I think you'll find that a nudge is not too intrusive, but at the same time alerts the driver that they're not paying attention to the road as much as they should be. Lane Keep Assist is not lane centering, which is constantly correcting the driver's inputs, and in some cases can potentially annoy a driver. This is a very well integrated system, and I hope everybody got a chance to try it out today, or will have a chance to try it out this afternoon. Lane Keep Assist is made possible by the Bosch electronic power steering unit that we utilize in the Malibu. The variable effort power steering helps us save on fuel by only drawing energy when steering effort is applied. The system also automatically adjusts to external factors like crowned roads and high crosswinds, sparing the driver from applying these loads themselves. Active Return Assist helps the driver return the steering wheel to center after a turn, and motor control software algorithms smooth out the road by filtering out road vibrations. This Bosch unit is very capable and gives us versatility, but what I'm most proud of is that our team was able to integrate those capabilities within the design of the Malibu. And in this case, a Korea-specific calibration was developed right here in country so that the Malibu performs in a way our customers would want and expect. The chassis control system and integration of that system is another area of advancement for the Chevrolet Malibu. This includes brake pre-fill, which shortens the stopping distance by preparing the hydraulics of the brake system without slowing the vehicle, by predicting a brake action by the driver, but doesn't apply the brakes until the driver applies the brakes themselves. During an engine automatic stop, the brake system maintains pressure in the brake system. It does not require the driver to compensate for a reduction in vacuum assist. The driver is also assisted on hills by our hill hold assist, which holds the vehicle stationary without additional effort from the driver, as well as holding it steady as the driver transitions from the brake pedal to the throttle pedal. The system also helps the driver in other ways without the driver even knowing. That includes rollover mitigation, electronic brake force distribution, brake assist, and engine drag control. At this time, I'd like to thank you for your time. As you can tell, we're very proud of this Malibu. We began working together years ago to make sure that we had a car that had global appeal, but at the same time was finely tuned to the expectations of our Korean customers. Specifically in the areas of ride handling, navigation, and powertrain calibration. It wasn't enough for us to make a vehicle that was longer and larger on the interior, but we also dramatically reduced the mass. We built a powertrain lineup that you're about to hear about that delivers on fuel economy and performance. We took a collection of safety technologies and integrated it into a comprehensive package that is unique to Malibu. I hope you enjoyed your ride, or will enjoy your ride this afternoon, and I'll be around to answer any questions. And right now, I'd like to introduce Jun Ha, who is our GM Korea Powertrain lead. Thank you.
안녕하십니까. 한국 GM 파워트레인을 총괄하고 있는 황준하입니다. 지난주 신차 출시 행사에요. 북미 프로그램 엔지니어링 매니저인 제레미 쇼트의 발표를 통해 올뉴 말리부의 디자인, 마케팅, 엔지니어링 등 제품과 관련한 여러 측면의 설명을 드렸습니다. 저는 오늘 이 자리에서 근 30년간의 파워트레인 엔지니어로서의 경력을 바탕으로 조금 다른 측면의 말씀을 드리고자 합니다. 그것은 바로 고정관념과 관련한 이야기입니다. 전 세계적인 환경 이슈와 맞물려 이미 다운사이징 엔진이 글로벌 자동차 업계의 트렌드가 된 지 오래지만 국내 시장엔 고객의 고정관념을 따르며 쉬운 길을 가는 자동차 기업들의 전략 덕분에 고성능, 고효율, 터보 모델이 고전을 면치 못한 것이 사실입니다. 다운사이징 엔진에 대한 대표적인 오랜 인식은 바로 배기량이 줄어들게 되면 힘이 부족할 것이라는 것인데, 특히 중형 세단이라면 2000cc는 되어야 한다는 생각이 고객들의 관념 속에 깊숙이 자리 잡고 있습니다. 신형 말리부는 GM 파워트레인이 개발한 최신형 1.5리터, 2.0리터 가솔린 터보 엔진을 탑재해 스마트 엔지니어링으로 탄생한 새 차체와 최적의 조합을 연출합니다. 고객들의 반응을 통해 나온 사전 계약 실적이 입증하듯 말리부는 자연흡기 방식의 가솔린 엔진 일변도인 국내 중형 시장의 기준을 완전히 바꾸어 놓을 것으로 자신합니다. 한국 GM은 국산 중형 세단 첫 디젤 모델 말리부 디젤을 선보인 바 있고, 소형 가솔린 터보 엔진을 소형 준중형 차에 적용하며 파워트레인 트렌드를 선도해 왔습니다. 새 말리부를 출시함으로써 경차를 제외하고 전 승용차 라인업에 터보 엔진을 적용하게 된 것은 그간의 노력이 이루어낸 크나큰 성과라고 자평합니다. 한국과 미국, 독일의 파워트레인 엔지니어들이 공동으로 개발한 신형 다운사이징 엔진 시리즈의 최신작인 1.5리터 직분사 터보 엔진은 첨단 소재와 정밀한 완성도를 기반으로 한 고성능, 고효율, 고연비를 지향합니다. 또한 잘 아시다시피 2.0리터 직분사 터보 엔진은 캐딜락의 주력 모델은 물론 뷰, 리갈 등 GM의 프리미엄 제품군에서 출중한 능력과 상품성을 폭넓게 인정받아온 명품 파워트레인입니다. 기존 말리부 2.0L, 2.4L 자연흡기식 엔진을 대체하는 1.5L 및 2.0L 직분사 터보 엔진은 배기량이 줄어들었음에도 불구하고 출력은 대폭 증가했습니다. 두 말리부의 엔진이 동급 최강의 힘을 발휘한 이유는 잘 아시다시피 터보차저 덕분인데요. 엔진에 장착된 터보차저는 엔진 연소 시에 발생하는 고압, 고열의 배출가스를 이용 흡입 공기를 압축해 강제로 실린더에 주입함으로써 강력한 출력을 뿜어냅니다. 이런 이유로 말리부의 터보차저는 약 950도씨에 달하는 고열에도 견딜 수 있도록 컴프레서 하우징을 특수 알루미늄으로 다이캐스팅하는 등 강한 내구성을 확보했고, 터보차저를 통해 실린더에 주입된 압축 공기를 정교한 연료 분사 시스템으로 제어합니다. 엔진 실린더 정중앙에 위치한 말리부의 연료 분사 시스템은 캠 커버와 실린더 헤드에 부착되는 형태로 컴팩트하게 설계했으며, 최적화된 로직을 기반으로 고압의 연료 펌프를 통해 연료를 실린더에 직접 분사해 고출력은 물론 동급 최고의 수준의 연비를 달성하는 원동력을 제공합니다. 터보 모델과 관련한 또 다른 고정관념이 터보 엔진은 시끄럽다는 것입니다. 그러니까 이는 터보차저의 특성과 관련된 것으로서 압축 공기를 실린더에 주입함으로써 터보차저가 작동하면 발생시키는 노이즈가 원인이 되고 있습니다. 하지만 터보 엔진 기술이 발전함에 따라 이는 옛 이야기가 된 지 오래이며, GM의 엔지니어링 기술이 집약된 터보 엔진은 노이즈와 관련해 가장 잘 정제된 엔진 중의 하나로 평가받고 있습니다. 특히 신형 말리부에 탑재된 1.5L 터보 엔진은 최종 제품 승인 수준보다 더욱 엄격한 소음 및 진동 목표를 만족하도록 엔진의 모든 부품 하나하나를 테스트하는 노력을 기울였습니다. 그 결과 말리부 1.5L 가솔린 터보 엔진은 복스바겐과 아우디에 장착되는 동급 엔진 대비 최대 50%인 약 6dB가량의 정숙한 소음 수준을 보입니다. 엔진 자체의 소음을 낮춘 것뿐만이 아니라 실내 정숙성을 위해 1.5 터보 모델에는 다양한 첨단 기술이 적용이 되었는데요. 차량 내부에 설치된 마이크를 통해 입력된 엔진 소음을 정밀 분석, 소음과 반대 위상의 소리를 스피커로 출력해 엔진 소음을 상쇄시키는 액티브 노이즈 캔슬레이션 기술을 또 하나의 중요한 포인트로 삼고 싶습니다. 이 외에도 터보 모델은 가격이 비싸다는 인식도 강하게 깔려있는데요. 이는 흔히 말하는 터보 프리미엄과 같은 경쟁 모델의 마케팅 전략에서 기인합니다. 터보라는 용어로 고성능 퍼포먼스 카의 이미지를 활용해 고가의 전략을 펼치기에 아주 수월했을 것입니다. 터보 모델을 기본으로 한 말리부는 이러한 터보 프리미엄은 없는 매력적인 가격으로 중형 세단 시장의 배기량, 엔진 배기량 고정관념을 완전히 바꾸어 놓을 것입니다. 또 하나 반드시 짚고 넘어가야 할 부분이 있습니다. 바로 한국 GM 고령 공장에서 생산되는 6단 자동 변속기에 대한 고정관념입니다. 6속 변속기를 국내 양산 모델의 최초로 선보이면서 다소 최적화에 미진했던 과거 1세대 모델과 달리 2세대에 걸쳐 완성형에 다다른 3세대 6단 자동 변속기는 변속기 내부 효율 20% 개선, 클러치 하중 34% 절감 등 다방면에 걸친 최적화를 이루었습니다. 뿐만 아니라 개선된 응답성과 최적화된 변속 제어 시스템을 기반으로 한 우수한 성능으로 GM 내 다양한 브랜드의 여러 차종에 적용을 하고 있습니다. 그 대표적인 예가 여러분들도 익히 아시는 뷰익 리갈입니다. GM의 고급 브랜드 차종인 뷰익 리갈은 감각적인 디자인과 뛰어난 성능으로 국내 소비자들로부터도 많은 관심을 받고 있는 것으로 알고 있습니다. 이렇듯 트랜스미션 자체의 성능도 중요하지만 무엇보다도 중요한 것은 엔진과의 조합이며 1.5L 및 2.0L의 최적화된 기어비와 변속 알고리즘은 배구경 토크 컨버터를 통해 각각 최대 출력 180마력, 260마력까지 완벽히 대응합니다. 이런 면에서 오늘 시승회가 저희 6단 자동 변속기에 대한 고정관념도 깰 수 있는 계기가 되지 않을까라고 생각합니다. 모쪼록 기자 여러분들께서 신형 말리부의 성능을 마음껏 느끼시는 즐거운 기회가 되었으면 하며 디자인과 가격 정책에서 보여주셨던 호응, 이 이상의 평가를 내려주시리라 믿어 의심치 않습니다. 감사합니다.